Windows Server 2016 Technical Preview 5 is already out, alongside with the Windows Nano Server Technical Preview 5. So let's dig in and see what did change in this technical preview. So first off, I'm going to log into my host server. This is my NLB host 01, and on that host I'm going to configure and power on the Nano Server later. So upon looking onto TechNet documentation about what's new in the Nano Server Technical Preview 5, I was not able to find anything, well, there are a few things that are mentioned there on the general page of what's new in Windows Server 2016 Technical Preview 5 about the Nano Server, but upon looking deeper into how to configure and install the Nano Server, actually I saw that Microsoft added the new things that are included, and for example you have few additional options now in the recovery console, and they are configuring inbound and outbound firewall rules. I will show you that later. And you have the option to reset the Win RM to the default settings. So I need to mention to you guys that I've noticed that upon downloading the Windows Technical Preview 2016 from the evaluation site, I noticed that there is already done Nano Server VHD, which you can download from there, and you can directly create a virtual machine and mount the VHD. So here I have the Windows 2016 Technical Preview 5. I'm going to mount the image, and in there of course we have the Nano Server folder where we have the Windows image file of the Nano Server. And in here, into the README, you will see that there is a link that will take you to the Nano Server configuration. From there you will find complete description of what you can do with the Nano Server, because I don't have the time to cover everything in this video. Under the packages, we have a lot of packages now. At the start, if you remember, I started with Technical Preview 3. We had less packages than these now, and Microsoft are adding additional features, additional roles to this server. So hopefully we'll see by the end of the year what will the end product look like. Another thing that I've noticed from the Technical Preview 4, and maybe you noticed when you watched the video, is that they've added a simpler way, more easy way for us to deploy the Nano Server. And this is the Nano Server image generator. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this folder to my hard drive, and I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to call that Nano Server, and in there I'm going to paste the Nano Server image generator. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to run PowerShell as administrator. Actually, I tried to create the Nano Server with my ISE, because it's way easier for me to see what's the script that I want to run and how to configure that, but for some reason it's giving these few errors, and I just want to show you what's the process without any errors. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to set the execution policy, because it will say that it's not able to execute the scripts that are provided for the Nano Server. So Microsoft suggests that remote signed will be just enough, and I will press yes. And please note that you need to run PowerShell as administrator. If you don't run it, this will fail all on the first try, so you will know that you're not running PowerShell as a administrator. The next thing that you need to do is to add the Nano Server you need to add the PowerShell module for the Nano Server, and you can achieve this by adding the Nano Server image generator PSD1, and I'm going to add this to see what is the command execution. Yep, there it is. It's adding the Nano Server image generator for Notepad and showing me into a Notepad. So I will need to import module and then Nano Server image generator, and that looks better. So now that we have the Nano Server image generator imported, you'll see that we have new features like new Nano Server image, get Nano Server package, and edit Nano Server image, for example. So in the past, if you remember, we had to use different PowerShell scripts that were pre-configured, for example, the new Nano Server image, and it gave a lot of errors. But now Microsoft decided to ease us, so this is the better way to do it. So I'm going to start by selecting the new Nano Server image, and then a new feature that I noticed in the TP5 is the edition of the server. Now we have two options. We have the option to install Nano Server Standard Edition, and we have the option to install the Datacenter Edition. And I think the main reason for that is because you have features now. If I go to the packages, you have features like let me just see it, the shielded VM and secure startup that are only available in the Datacenter edition. So Microsoft had to add the Datacenter edition. So I'm going to specify the edition, and that's going to be standard. I don't need the shielded VM at this moment. The deployment type, you have the option to select host or guest. I'm going to install as a virtual machine, so I'm going to select guest. And next we need to specify the media path. And the media path is the path to the, actually in my case is where I mounted the ISO file, which is the E. So I'm going to specify here E partition, okay. And the next thing that we need to do is we need to specify the base path. As you remember, this is a base path where some temporary folders will be created, so the Windows image can be converted into VHD or VHDX. So we need that, and I'm going to specify base path, and the base path is going to be V Nano Server, and then just leave it like that. I think that's enough. The next thing that I need to specify is the target path. Okay, and in this we are going to specify the path where we want to deploy and convert the WIM file to a VHD file. And this is going to be once again Nano Server, and in there I'm going to specify Nano Server VHDX. I'm going to use the second generation VHDX because I want the additional new features to be enabled for me for the second generation virtual machines. I'm going to specify computer name, and I'm going to name that NLB Nano 05 because it's the TP5 edition. And I'm going to specify some packages that I want to be included. For example, I want, let's say, let me see what package to add. This time I'm going to add the containers package, because there is another feature where you can install packages after you deploy the Nano Server, and that is an online installation of the package. It's pretty much similar for me like a Linux server where you can download packages from online repository. I think Microsoft are doing the same thing here, so I'm going to enable only containers. Okay, and I think that's all. If you remember from my last videos, I actually specified IP address settings, but this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the IP address settings and I'm going to configure that on a later state. So let's press enter and see how it will configure the settings. Oops, I made a typo. It's standard. Okay, it will ask me for the admin password for my server, and it should start basically configuring the Wim image to a VHDX. And what I noticed is that this process is really fast now. It's not taking a lot of time to reconfigure the image, which is great. I think Microsoft are doing better and better with the additional things that they are adding with the next, for example, the TP5 release. So let's see how long it will take to configure the container package. Okay, you can see that it took around a minute to configure everything. And if I go to the Nano Server folder where I specified, I can see that I have a hard disk image file. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new virtual machine, and I'm going to use the VHDX for the virtual hard drive. So let's open the Hyper-V and create a new virtual machine. Next, Nano Server TP5, and I'm going to store the machine on the default location, and I need to specify generation 2. If you remember, if I use generation 1, it will not able to see the VHDX. So for RAM, I'm going to go with something low, like 1 GB. And for connection, I'm going to use my virtual switch that I've configured. It's an external virtual switch, so I have internet access on my Nano server. And I'm going to use the existing virtual hard disk. I need to go to my virtual machines, Nano server, open, next. And pretty much that's it. I need to click finish and it will configure the virtual machine for me. So I'm going to connect and power on the Nano server. Okay. Let's see if my deployment was successful. So far so good. I can see the login screen of the recovery console, and I'm going to log in with admin account and with the password that I specified. And in here I can see that right on the top I have the computer name, the NLB Nano 05. It's currently into a work group, but of course you can join it to a domain. I didn't see any changes. Of course you will need to perform an offline domain join in order for you to join the Nano server, but it's straightforward. The OS is the standard Technical Preview 5 and date and time settings. So here you will see that you have the option to configure inbound and outbound firewall rules, and the WinRM, Windows Remote Management, and from here you can reset basically the settings for the option will allow to reset the WinRM firewall and service configuration to their default settings. So not sure why Microsoft decided to bring this as an additional command, but maybe there is a good explanation. So if you guys know why, you can share this into the comments below. So under the networking, I have one Ethernet card, and it's currently picking a DHCP address, which is into the range that I am, which is great. But what I'll do is, of course, from here, if I use the F4, I can stop the network card, which is great. I can enable the network card now, and I want to change the settings with F11 so that I'm not using DHCP anymore. With F4 you can see the options right on the bottom. It could be really confusing, but as there are only 3 or 4 options per page, I think everyone can manage to do them. So I'm going to click F4, and with the tab I'm going to move down and specify an IP address, which is going to be 192.168.142, and then I'm going to specify the address 55. The subnet mask will be a class C subnet mask, and the default gateway is 192.168, sorry about that, 68.142.2. Okay, when you press enter, it will ask you to save the settings. I will press enter once again, and the operation succeeded. So by pressing escape, you can escape from the settings, and from here you can see that I have the option by pressing escape to log out, F5 to refresh, Control and F6 to restart, and Control and F12 to shut down. So this is pretty much it. The recovery console did not change a lot, but there are additional features that are really good and can be used. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to connect remotely using Powershell to my Nano Server, and from there we are going to try and see if we are going to be able to install any online packages. I'm going to proceed by opening a new Powershell window so I can connect to my Nano Server. So before you connect to Nano Server, if you watched my previous videos, you will see that we need to set and we need to add the Nano Server to our trusted hosts, and this can be achieved by the command set item and ws-man : /localhost client trusted hosts, and add the IP of the Nano Server. So that's going to be 192.168.142.55. And yes. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to the Nano Server by using enter PowerShell session, specifying the computer name, which is 192.168.55, and then credentials, and the credentials should be the local admin credentials. Okay, and it will prompt me for the credentials, and if I press enter I should be able to connect to my Nano Server. And there you see I'm currently connected to the Nano Server at the moment. So the first thing that I want to see is if I have internet access. So let's try to ping google.com. Okay, I don't have at the moment a DNS resolution, so I will need to add that later, but let's see if I try to ping Google Public DNS, and I have internet access to my Nano Server. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use the command netsh, and I'm going to check the command line for additional help, and I'm going to netsh show, and then let me see, interface IPv4, and show IPv4 show. Okay, show DNS servers. So currently for my primary internet connection I can see that I have no statically configured DNS server, so this is my main problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set set DNS servers, and I need to specify the connection name. So the name is Ethernet, and the source, it's going to be static, and the IP address is going to be the IP address of my currently running domain controller. I'm going to set it as primary. So I'm going to wait for the command to finish up setting the DNS for my Nano server. Okay, after the command executed, I'm going to show the DNS servers once again, and you can see that I have statically configured DNS server now. So if I try to ping google.com, and you can see on the background my Nano server is blinking, I can see that I have name resolution now. So the next steps that I'm going to try are basically new thing, and I'm not 100% sure that they will work properly, but let's see if I'll be able to check with you guys. Maybe I will have more luck when I'm shooting the video at the same time. So I'm going to proceed by trying to install an online repository, an online package, and see if that would work. So the command that I'm going to use is going to be install package provider, and I'm going to specify Nano Server package. Let's see if that would work. Okay, I can see a warning message saying that it's unable to download the list of available providers, but it's still thinking about it. Let's see if I'll receive an error message. Okay, so after saying that it's unable to download the list, actually it found at oneget.org, it found the package that I'm looking for. So I'm going to specify yes to this, and the package comes from a package source that is not in the not marked as trusted. Okay, I trust Microsoft. Okay, and it's going to download the package and hopefully install that. The package, okay. Are you sure you want to install the software? PS Gallery. Okay, yep. Okay, it's installing the Nano Server package now. Okay, it looks nice. Actually, as I said, you are bringing me luck. When I tried in my previous lab environment, it didn't work. So let's try to import package provider Nano Server package. Okay, I can see that it should actually import the package. So let's see if I'll be able to install a new package online. So after playing around with the online repository to see how it works, how it behaves, and what needs to be done, I'm going to show you a fast way how you can find online repository packages, download them, and install them. So the first thing that you need to do is find Nano Server package. Don't forget you need to install the package provider Nano Server package and import the package provider first for you to use this command find Nano Server package. So now you can see that I have all the available packages online that I can download and install. So the next thing that you can do is you can save the nano package that you want to install on your server. So I'm going to use for this one Nano Server DNS package, and you need to specify a path where you can download the package. I'm going to specify C, the C partition on my Nano Server. So it's going to download the package only, and it's going to save it on my C drive. And in here, after that, I can install the package, or what you can do is you can directly install the package from the repository, but you need to specify the command install Nano Server package, and then specify the name of the package, which is going to be Microsoft Nano Server DNS package, and you need to specify the culture, which should be the language. So I'm going to use NUS, and I need to specify the required version. So I'm going to copy and paste the required version and press enter. Let's see if that will install the package, the DNS package, to my Nano Server directly. Okay, you can see on the top that it's processing, and a restart is needed to complete the installation. But now I have the DNS server package, and I can configure my Nano Server as a DNS. So I will end the video right here, because there are a lot of things that we can do with the new Nano Server. So you can dig into your Nano Servers, deploy one at your lab, and start playing with it and share your thoughts. And if you have any problems, I will try to answer them and help you if I know the answer. And again, thank you very much for viewing. If you like the videos, please share them, please subscribe to the channel. If you don't like the videos, you can leave me a comment what can be improved in the future so I can do better. And again, see you soon.